All right, got the Efactory angle kit. Gonna be getting rid of the CNC 71 angle blocks. That's really all I have. And shortened tie rods. Gonna go to a full angle kit now. There's a few videos out there on how to do it, so this is more just gonna be like a time-lapse video. And if I run into any problems that I think I could help anyone out with, I will make note of that. It's been a while since I've made a video and been itching to do it. I got some new wheels, new front wheels. Got everyone else here in the garage now. And yeah, so I'm gonna get this car up on stands and start pulling the front control arms off. All right, so the old CNC adapters are out. Well, at least this side is. If you're doing this job, just get one of these. Makes your life a bunch easier. No hammering on anything. Just gonna do the other side while I have these tools out so I can put them away after. Clean up while I'm working. And yeah, get back to it. It's hard to take a time lapse in here because I'm in the way and whatnot, but I'll keep trying. All right, I figured I'd make an update since I got the driver's side on now. I'll do a time lapse over the passenger side, but basically just make an update about what worked for me when I was doing the install. So you have your control arm, and then you're gonna have the inner ball joint or heim joint bolt, the lollipop, and then this is just for the control arm. You're gonna have the outer bolt for the control arm, which is on the knuckle, is going to be your innermost. What I found worked for me was I just found it hard to get this knuckle up and over onto the control arm because this wanted to droop down lower. So what I ended up doing, I think in most of the instructions it tells you to put this bolt in and then the control arm in on this end and then get the knuckle up and into the control arm. Like I said, I had trouble getting the knuckle over the control arm because it only droops down this far. So what I ended up doing was I put the control arm just loosely. Forget about the tie rod. This is the easiest thing you can do last. So I put the knuckle adapter on here loosely, held in by this. I put the tie rod bolt through, of course. Not the tie rod, but the tie rod bolt and the Ackerman spacer, because you can't access that once this is on. And then I loosely put in the control arm bolt. And then I had the stud in there on that end already, and then I just put it up. And then obviously the lollipop can go last. I found that easiest. If you're not having that problem, that's fine. Do whatever you want. That's just a tip from me. And you'll notice on this bolt, the outer bolt, there's gonna be a washer, and then this black shim. So that's just to make the knuckle level. So this is an E46. You put the black shim between the knuckle adapter and the tie rod pickup point, or the original tie rod pickup point. I believe E36s use 2 shims. Yeah, but that's your application. Your instructions will say, or you can watch an SLR install video. I find since this kit's very similar to SLR, I just watch those videos instead. This is basically the same thing. So yeah, I'll throw the time lapse on the other side and we'll get that installed. Okay, just a quick update here. I hope the time lapse kind of figured that, or got all of that for you guys. But you can see the point we're at. The inner control arm bolt is just loose. I think you may have seen on the time lapse, the first thing you do want to do is take the one end and just lightly tap it in with a dead blow so it seats in the inner heim. See the lip there? Oh geez, let's just do that. Yeah, there you go. So the lip seats on the inner heim. So you have the stud sticking out of the control arm before you do anything, and that helps you. I just put it up through there. We don't seat the taper in there yet. Just lightly tighten up the top nut with your hands until the nylock wants to grab, and then that allows the control arm to sit lower, so it's easier for us to get this end up here. And I did actually just put in the lollipop by finger tight, just so the control arm wasn't spinning around. I think the time lapse may have caught that too. You have the outer knuckle adapter. This is supposed to be the other way around, but we've set up our tie rod bolt, our Ackerman adjuster, and we have this loosely in place because this, once this is spun around, has to go up through here. And while it's loose, it means we have to lift this up less. If this was already fully seated, like I think I seen someone in one of the tutorials either sit it in there first, and you have this long stud sticking down that's impossible to bring up and over unless you somehow can compress the strut, or if you have your knuckle off, which in that case you're fine. But yeah, I'm gonna keep plugging away at this, throw it back on the time lapse, and you can see what I'm doing. But that time lapse was 5 minutes. Like, the hardest part I had with this kit was figuring out the order of operations, and that was basically just yesterday. So here's the completed kit. I took my sway bar off because I'm gonna try and find a option that works with the control arm mounted. Eyeballed the alignment, and yeah, hard part is getting this tie rod up in there. Yeah, as you can see, my order operations worked, and it was easier to put the control arm on. It is easier with 2 people though, because someone can pull this knuckle out while you put the control arm in on both sides. But yeah, I'll get the car on the ground and we'll see what it looks like. So it is up in the air. One thing I noticed, definitely can't run 16s, but that's insane. The CNC kit was probably like, I don't know, not that much. Here's your trail wheel. It does rub on the inside. These are 215 45 17s, 17 by 8 plus 20. And it's up in the air, so I assume that's gonna get worse when it goes down. But no rub on this on the inside, because the caster does push the wheels further forward. So yeah, I can, a lot of people run 215 40, so a little bit smaller sidewall. Maybe that might take care of it. That'll take down your overall diameter. But we'll see. Once it's on the ground, it's a different story.